Hello, and welcome to the Cozy Foggers podcast, where you can see my.
Pettifoggers. It's not
Oh,
that.
yes, we're changing it up this week. We're going to stay cozy in this cold weather climate. The cold snap is coming, people, and we are preparing to get hibernating for this winter break. This week we played uh, Human Fall Flat, myself, Lullington, and Pierce had a go at Human Fall Flat. I was about to say humans again, Pierce, but I didn't. Um, which is a puzzle-based game that you can do with your friends and play through many, many, many different levels. Lol, would you like to give us a description of the game?
Yeah, it's kind of like a physics-based game. Right, in describing that, so it's kind of like the way Gang Beasts and Party Animals plays, except instead of fighting, you have to solve these obstacle courses or puzzles to get to the next level. So you have to work together to solve things and escape the location that you're in. Each limb is like a different key, and it's interesting. I definitely found it difficult to control my character, but you know, what did you think of it, Piers?
There's definitely a skill gap for you, wasn't there? Yeah, I mean, I've played it before. It's a quite difficult game to explain. I think you did it quite well, and the fact that it is sort of quite physics based. It is very similar to Party Animals, as you said, and Gang Beasts, where your person's a bit like wobbly and you have to control each hand, and yeah, they act a little bit drunk, but you have to like pick things up and interact with them to try and get out of whatever scenario you've been put in. So we did maybe 3 or 4 levels, and yeah, there was quite a few different objects that we had to interact with to try and get to the end of the. It's not really a course, but to get to the end to then move on to the next level. Yeah, it's a very frustrating game if you aren't quite sure what you're meant to be doing, or not quite doing it right. But it's a fun game. It's a bit of a party game for if there's a few mates that you've got online and you want to play something a little bit different and sink a few hours into it. And it does really make you think as well. So it is a fun game. I do enjoy it. But yeah, Bells, what did you make of it?
I really enjoyed it. Class game. First couple of levels are to get you into it, try different things, learn to climb up different levels and pull yourself. As both Lol and Pierce said, I enjoyed the physics aspect of it because obviously, it adds a big part to the game and working out how things, how things work when trying to complete the puzzle. I'd love the construction one. We were smashing through walls, but Pierce and Lol. Pierce was grabbed onto the wrecking ball. Lol was grabbing onto Pierce and slowing the wrecking ball down too much to get through the wall. But we got there.
Blame us for your shortcomings.
Couldn't do much because I had to use the physics of the game to control the controls on the digger, or construction digger, demolition equipment. But no, I really enjoyed the game. There was a couple of levels in particular stood out to me that I just really, really enjoyed with you. Specifically loading you into a catapult, Pierce, and firing you across a ravine and into a castle. Oh, just exquisite.
Not many opportunities like you get to do that.
No, not many. Yeah. Where he willingly got into it. Honestly, I was hoping we'd mess up. We were too good at the game, too good at it. He went straight over the wall. No, it was a really, really good quality game. So that's what I thought of it.
It's a game that's been out for quite a while as well.
Yes.
I think it's worth noting. So it's not a new release or anything. It's just a game that is on Game Pass. It's free to download on there. You can get a bunch of your mates together, and yeah, it's been out for a while. It's been fully polished. I still think they're adding new updates and adding new levels and things in.
How many levels did we get far? Is there a lot more levels than?
There's a lot
I
more
feel like
levels.
there's a lot
Really?
more. Like
See,
we
I
were
felt
still
like
on the
lot more.
easy levels. We were still on the easy ones where it's fairly straightforward as to how to work out the puzzles.
I don't
You
know, the
know,
one we did with the sort of raft that we had to go through, that one is tough, to be fair.
yeah, that was a bit difficult at the end to break.
Yeah,
But,
I don't think we were even halfway through. I can remember quite
Yeah.
a few levels after that I've done with other friends.
Mhm.
so. There's quite a lot of content there available. Bearing in mind,
Mhm.
Some good content, yeah.
it's it's been out for a while, but honestly, we spent a good 3 hours on it, maybe.
Easily 3 hours. Yeah,
I think normal people would maybe spend 1.5, 2 to get to where we were, but we had to drag lows through it all, so it did take a while.
There were
That
so
one
many
was it
points.
Was it the castle where I couldn't climb onto the roof? The most
Could
simple
not
of all the.
Could not like so many attempts to get you onto it, and then you would mess up the jump, not grab the lantern to swing. Like Pierce done it first time. He done it like Tarzan. Literally took me 2 goes to get on. I was over, and lol. I think lol gave up on it on the end and just
I
told
think
Pierce to go on until we got a
once-
checkpoint.
Yeah, once one of you get a checkpoint, you're lucky enough that if you just fall off the map, you end up going to the next checkpoint. And I think I relied on that the majority of the way through. But that didn't take away the fact that I did enjoy the game. While it was difficult, I did enjoy it. It was
But
it
that
was
wasn't
fun.
even your first stumbling block. The first stumbling block was like where you couldn't pull yourself up a level on the rocks after like this train section. And Lol was just there, and like I'd ran back to shore multiple times. Like, this is how you do it on controller. This is how you do it on keyboard. Nope. Okay. No, we're just gonna go on for the checkpoint. Right. Let's go to do this.
Go on without me, guys.
Yeah,
So
it did get to the point where we just sort of left logs behind a little bit. But I would say that those of you played it before?
I never got to as far as we got in. I always got
Okay,
to
but
the.
you have played
I
it
have.
before, so
I have.
we both sort of knew the mechanics of it, so we were ahead of Lols in that sense. So
Thanks
we
for
can have a
making me
little
feel
bit
a
of
little bit
sympathy
better.
there. And she just is bad at games. So yeah, so there is that. What else can we really say about it? How much is it if it's not on Game Pass?
$15.99.
You've done your research
I
this
did
week,
my
Lars. I'm very
research.
impressed.
Yeah, because I was
Very
thinking
impressed.
that's where I was going to come on to, like the amount of content for the price. Even if if you're not getting it on Game Pass, there is a lot of time you can spend on that game. I think, especially
Easily, yeah.
if you're into like if you're kind of like a lot of people are into party animals right now and they're really into it, and before that a lot of people were into Gang Beasts, but there's only so much you can play of it before it gets a little bit boring, whereas this is very similar game mechanics and very similar style game but less fighting.
This is more working together. You
Yeah.
have to work together to get your way through.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stats on it on Xbox Game Pass, and it says to complete the main story 6 hours. So it's not like we said about Grounded last week. It was 22 hours, something like that. So 6 hours isn't particularly long. I think, as I said, I think they are adding new levels every now and then, but it's a game you could probably come back to in a couple of years and play again. But
Yeah.
in terms of once you've done it once, I think you've pretty much done it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something I would buy with actual money. I think the fact that it's on Game Pass sold it for me. But to look at it, I don't think, especially, I don't think like the look of the game from advertising perspective sells it. I think actually playing it is better than what it looks like. It looks really basic, but to play it, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think if you see some of the gameplay as well, you sort of understand why it is fun, because it is a little bit silly, and like, as we said, your characters sort of wobble about a bit and look a bit drunk, and that in itself is funny. And then the mechanics are, I don't think clunky is the right word, but they're not particularly responsive, so it's a little bit, mistakes will happen, and then you have to try and correct yourself, and
But that's the point, isn't it? I suppose it has to be clunky, else it's not fun.
Yeah,
too
it's
simple.
too easy otherwise. You have to sort of try and muddle your way through it, which is what's fun about it. And I think everyone sort of loves a puzzle game, don't they?
Mhm.
Yeah. No, loves a puzzle game that you can complete. If you get into a puzzle game where it's like it's ridiculously difficult, it's nothing but frustration. Like where you can get games like that where it's a puzzle, but it's like it's too much of a puzzle. Maybe look, I know before Pierce says, "Oh, that's a skill gap there, Bells." But I feel like a puzzle with that is designed to push you a bit, but it's like you enjoy the fact you can discover your thing. Like I love the bit where we were at the top of that. You were on the raft. You and Lo were on the raft, Piers, and we figured out. Oh, you need to tram to pull out this bit of wood. It took a trial and error, but we got it done. I like that. Whereas, there's games I'll be doing a puzzle game, and if I'm there for like an hour and two, and it's the same spot, I'm like, I shut down the game. But you could easily come back a day later, and it's a brand new, fresh eyes, and you're flying through it. But I have to say,
Yeah.
all the puzzles here were quite enjoyable.
It does get harder, I will say that. I remember when I played it with my friends a few years ago, it was like 3 a.m. I think we were still playing it, and I was shouting at them because they were just being idiots and not doing what I wanted them to. So yeah, I remember just sitting there going, "Just there's things I want to go to sleep," and I hated it. I really hated them in that moment, and didn't want to play the game again for a little
Yeah.
while. And then the very next day, I was like, "Let's finish this next level." So yeah, it's one of those. It can get quite frustrating if you're not sure what you're meant to be doing and trying to communicate with the others what they're meant to be doing. It's definitely one of them, but it is still really enjoyable and sort of keeps you wanting to come back for more.
How
As you
many?
said,
How many
figuring
is
it
the
out the next
maximum
day.
amount of players? Is it
Yeah.
4?
8.
8.
8, yeah. Ton of people you can have in it.
I think
Yeah, I
like
think
if
there was
you
5 when I played it before.
if you had 8 players and like a few of them were like me, you're gonna be there a long time, aren't you? It's definitely
you
not
rely
6
on-
hours of gameplay. Then
The Pierces of the world to get to the next
Yeah,
checkpoint.
I think it would be easier with more people because you can sort of like fudge it a little bit. Because there's a lot of things where you have to like stack or use weight, and it will be easier to do that if there's more of it. I think it would take forever if you're doing it on your own. I think that would be really difficult.
Yeah.
True.
But it would get very noisy with 8 people. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, trying to
A lot of-
coordinate that would be very difficult.
No,
There is no coordinating that mess. There is no coordinating that mess. Everyone's got their own
Absolutely.
things
It's
they'll
hard enough
try.
coordinating the 3 of us.
Yeah.
I did struggle, but I did manage to get us through it. Yeah, to pull some strings and get you 2 on side. But yeah, after I'd sort of broken through to you, it was easier.
So, I suppose that unless there's anything else you really want to bring up about the game, would you play it again?
Yeah, I'd play it again. I'd love to actually get to the end of it. I haven't fully completed it before. So yeah, I'd like to play it again. And I think it's one that you can get other people involved in, and it's not too bad actually going back to the start then, so they can play it all the way through as well. I know I said earlier there's not much replayability, but if there's new people coming in, then there is a little bit of replayability. You can sort of chop and change between levels. So, yeah, I'd like to play it again. Maybe as a bit more of a party game and get more people involved.
Bells?
I want to say yes, but I feel like probably not. Just because I don't want to play it again with you lot. It's very frustrating. I'd rather play it solo, just on my own, because I feel like I'm just a lot smarter. Some of them puzzles I feel like I could be done in ages. No, I'd of course I'd love to play it again.
Bells, cut deep.
Of course.
Right, so we know what Bell's next stream is going to be. Bells, I want whatever your next stream is, or if you can book in a stream for next week, I want you to play this game from start to finish in one entire stream, and we can see how long it takes you. That would
be interesting. That would be interesting.
So
actually.
much joy. I would love to watch that.
Okay, we'll get it on the card. Sure, We'll get it on the cards.
Hang
But
on,
no.
hang on. How does he get a stream redeem without spending his channel points?
I'll redeem it if you want me to.
Go for it, redeem it. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
Because then if you redeem it, I have to complete the game.
So are you
Minimum.
saying if I redeem something, you have to buy it?
I don't have to buy it. It's literally there. Game of it.
Just going to see what the most expensive game on Steam was.
No, within reason. Within my money, like.
I know there's games on Steam for like thousands.
Is there actually? Good lord. Anyway, off on a tangent. Of course, I would love to play the game. The game again. I really did enjoy it. The physics are class. The puzzles were very enjoyable. There's nothing better than like a really good puzzle that, like as I said before, it's difficult, it's tough, it makes you think, but then you can complete it and work it out. The one thing I would say is on some of the maps, some of the maps we were on, it wasn't just the clearest on where you go next. Maybe that's a part of the puzzle that they designed into the map itself, but I feel like on some of them, like we went the wrong. Pierce went the wrong direction on one, but me and Love found the actual exit, and it was literally a right turn. You know what I mean? Like another right turn as such. But no, I 100%. I'd definitely be up for playing it again.
I think I'd definitely play it again. I think it's very easy to get when you do play it to like get sucked in, and then and before you know it, you've played for 3-4 hours in a row without a break. But I don't know whether I'd play it that many times. I think maybe once more. I don't know. I don't think I'd keep playing it once I've solved all the puzzles. I'm just like once I know, like I don't repeat story-based games, let alone anything else. So once I know the story, I just can't replay. But yeah,
I was going to say it's the perfect game to have on Game Pass because if you spent 15 quid on it and played it for 2 hours, you might feel a little bit robbed. If you download it on Game Pass and play it for 2-3 hours with your mates, you think, oh, that was fun. It's the perfect one to get for free. So if you've got Game Pass and some mates that are looking for something new to play, I know I said this last week for Grounded as well, get on it.
Is it crossplay?
Good question. Not sure.
I think if it was crossplay, it's definitely worth it because obviously there's a lot of people out there that like PC gamers without like friends that are just console or something like that. But I can't see why not because you played controller, did you not?
You can have a controller just plugged into your thing.
Yeah, I just played controller on the PC. So.
Don't see why not. Okay, right. Ratings.
I would give it a 7 out of 10. So I would. I think it's a very solid wee game, but it's as you say, once you complete a puzzle, how much replayability would it be for the game if you don't, leave it to the side? But still, perfect game for Game Pass. A lot of enjoyment you can have there, and just an all-round good wee game.
Yes.
Oh, I said your name first.
If they definitely
make mind up.
I can't make my mind up. If they definitely bring out more levels and they keep doing it, I'd probably rate it higher. But with the unknown, I'd probably give it maybe a 6 out of 10 at the moment. I can see myself playing it every now and again, unless there's drastic uploads and lots more levels. Then it's alright. It's fun for a Saturday night when you got nothing else to do and you just want to play some games with your friends.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'd give it. I think based on price that it is, that's £15.99 or £12.80. I can see on my Xbox screen at the minute. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 6 or 7 out of 10 as well. It's a good game for the price. It's a good game, but yeah, you're not going to sink a load of hours into it. It's not a AAA release or whatever. It is what it is. If you go into it expecting, if you go into it knowing it's a £15 game, then you'll enjoy it. If you go into it thinking it's going to be rivaling Call of Duty or whatever, you're going to be a bit miffed. But yeah, like 6 or 7. It's a solid game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what games have we got coming out next week?
What games do we have coming out next week? I think Disney Dreamlight Valley is hitting its full release. It's been in early access for nearly a year, maybe even more than a year. I can't remember. Yeah, more than a year, because I remember it being Halloween last year when I was playing it. So that's going to make its full release. I think multiplayer is coming out with that full release. There's a whole new sort of map that you can go on as well. I think I haven't
Missed
actually
opportunity, Pierce. Missed opportunity. You're
What's a missed
talking about a
opportunity
Disney
there?
game, and you didn't say a whole new world when you
Oh,
started building that up there. Wow.
No, it's not. It's not a new
Mm.
world. It's just a new sort of map.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a whole new world. That's coming to the game. No, we're going to cut that
He
so it makes
said
it.
it. He
So
said
makes
it.
it sound like we're going to cut it so it makes it sound like that was my joke. So guys, there's a whole new world that is coming to it. I think I haven't really been keeping up with the updates. I haven't played it for a good few months. I sort of fell out of love with it. But I think this is, as it's coming into full release, this is a major update. So I might have to jump back in and give it another go. Any other new games?
I mentioned this a few weeks ago, I think, because it originally, I think, was coming out sooner. But the day before is coming out next week, which is that zombie apocalypse MMO game, which I am very intrigued by. It definitely looks fun. Other games, Avatar, the new Avatar game is coming out. I don't know whether I'll play it.
It was an Avatar game.
I don't know. Any movie games are just such a. I don't know. They don't live up to the hype of what movie they're meant to be going with. Ever.
Spider-Man.
It's but was Spider-Man not its own separate thing? I don't think it was going with the movie itself.
Yeah,
Like
first one
I
came out
played
after
most
the
of
movie,
the
right?
Transformers game, and they just meh. It's just
Are you basing your opinions on one game?
no multiple.
You played a Transformers game.
Transformers, many Transformers games, and they gypped me, and
I
I've never quite
must be
forgotten or
Transformers
forgiven.
games.
Fair enough.
Is it?
Anyway,
Any other releases, Lowes? What else is coming out?
There was that Steam World build. That one.
Sounds like Lowes is disconnecting a microphone as she tries to murder her way through that sentence. SteamWorld Builder, is that the one you're going on about?
That's the one. I don't really know much about it.
Called, anyway.
I'm guessing it's a City Skylines but Steam World version.
It's all to do with mining, isn't it? It looks very dull. It looks like a Bells type of game. So I'm sure he'll give us an update on what it's like when he plays it. But it's coming to Game Pass as well. So if you've got it, it's a free download. If you like the idea of it, you can download it, give it a bash, and see how it is. And it doesn't cost you anything. So it's a fun one. Bells, do you know of any games coming out next week or no?
no, none.
None.
No
There's
research done there.
No research done here. I'm just a pretty face here to smile and have a laugh.
That's why most of our listeners go through audio only.
Because this is
Damn
a podcast.
There's some
Nope.
stats for you. Most of them turn the video off.
And I think you can hear my sultry tones through the airwaves, and you just think, God damn. Bells be hot. Damn.
Anyway, what are we playing next week? Do we know?
Well, we were
Depends
hoping
when Warzone's been
yeah.
released, right?
Warzone
Big decision,
will bat down any game if it comes out that week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it's the 29th of November we're recording this, and there has been no official update on Warzone 3 release dates. So yeah, we're waiting for that. We're sort of holding everything back. But maybe we can jump on Disney Dreamlight Valley if Warzone doesn't come out. Very similar games.
Is it on Game Pass?
It's on Game Pass, yeah, that's where I've got it.
Yeah, same genre, Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah. It's similar, like, intensity.
That is the song you will be singing when you're getting on that plane into Warzone for the first time. A whole new world.
I'll probably sing it in key.
Never.
But yeah, other than that. But yeah, we'll see. I'm having a look at this the day before on Steam as well. I don't even think it's going to release next month because there's still no word on how much it is. So yeah.
But being an MMO, I'm wondering whether it's going to be free of charge and it's going to be subscription based or something like that.
Most MMOs aren't running a subscription-based payment system now. Most of them will run, like where you pay for cosmetics internally, or you pay for level ups and you pay for different in-game currency.
In-game purchases.
That's how most of them make money now. There's very few, bar World of Warcraft, that require you to pay a monthly subscription to be on.
Okay. We'll see. I don't know. I'll have to do a bit of research on that one and see what we think.
Would have said already,
I did think that the other day when we suggested it.
On CD keys for £34.
It's on CD keys, but it's not on Steam.
Not on Steam? CD keys know something we don't. Or Steam, apparently.
That seems so...
So Steam community, it says it's confirmed there will be no pre-order and the game's price will be $39 at early access and $49 on full release. So that works out about 35 quid or whatever I just said.
So do you want to save a tenner basically?
I don't know how long it'll be in early access for.
And I'll probably
early access for 18 months, 2 years,
Yeah, there's no time frame, is there really?
Yeah, I'll probably see how it is before I commit to buying it or not. A whack of money, isn't it? Okay,
yes.
So we're either going to be playing Warzone or Disney Dreamlight Valley, unless we find anything else we like the idea of.
100%.
Sounds good to me.
Which probably means we'll be playing neither of those.
Yeah, because that's usually how this goes. We make fake promises here.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Was there anything you wanted to add to that? No.
Nope. Just okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Right, moving on. Okay.
The first time Belle's ever had an idea. Oh. That's what that was.
A legitimate light bulb moment.
Fair enough. So we just need the outro then. Bells, you did it last time. So Lols, it's back to you with your signature sign off. No, that's not what you do.
No, that's not
signature. We want the signature sign off. Come on.
The usual. Give the people what they want.
We are the Pettifoggers.
No. The signature sign off. The one you do how have you forgotten? The one you do every single week, Lols. The signature.
The signature?
The signature sign off you do every single week.
I don't know what that is.
You do it every single week.
Okay. Bye, guys.
No, that's not it. That is not it. Just sign off. You do every single week.
Ta-da! Ta-da!
Just do the signature sign off.
I'm not doing a poem.
No, the one you do every single. I've made it really easy for you. All you have to do is do the same sign off you do every single week.
Right. Well, I'll see you later. I'm done.
Okay, we were the Pettifoggers with Bells of Steel, Cheers for Peers, and Lullington. Goodbye.
You haven't even said thank you.
Oh, thanks for watching.
So rude.
Please like and subscribe.
Thank you so much for listening. Those two won't say it because I don't know. I think they're just expecting of it now. But I'm still very grateful for everyone that listens. Unlike those two, Bells can't even be bothered to sit around to say goodbye. But yeah, I'll say thank you because I'm not rude.
Okay. Goodbye. I'm stopping it now.